Hello everyone, welcome back. We're here with another episode of my Let's Play. So, what is going on? We are here with Season 4, Episode 40. We're definitely getting pretty high in the episode count, so probably should wrap the season up pretty soon, and that's a good thing, because we are very close to upgrading our Town Hall. In fact, if I had the gold, I would do it right this minute. Although, we got a few things to talk about first, and we obviously don't have the gold, so, Alright, so what's been up? I have not recorded an episode on this account in a long time. I've just been busy with school and some other things came up. Did some interviews with Jorge, which will be out very soon. So yeah, look forward to those, but sorry for being so absent on this account, but let me tell you what's been going on. So we've had some ups and downs. I've had some great streaks of wins and some big streaks of losses. And this is on defense. I haven't been attacking a lot. Ended up trying to record this episode yesterday, and then of course it failed. Just my luck for that. But in that episode, I rearranged my base with a new 25 walls, which were released about a week and a half ago. So yeah, I was even slow to deploy those. I was saving it to include them in a video, but then it sort of conspired against me, so I lost the video. Anyways, I'll go over the new design, and it's very similar overall, and my idea was just to modify it and not to completely change it. So, I focused on this bottom right side primarily. One, because the Dark Elixir storage is down here, and two, because I think that a lot of people have been attacking into this side because of that, specifically. Now, so, the first things I started off by doing was swapping out the builders' huts that were here and here, and replacing them with gold mines. Those of you who watched my base build a while ago will recognize that this is what I was trying to do in my base build, but didn't have enough walls to do it. Well, Supercell was kind enough to go ahead and add a bunch of new walls. And this was in response to the Wallbreaker buff in the previous update. And this is definitely a good thing. The Wallbreaker buff definitely did increase the strength of the units. So, yes, that was a good change that I definitely support them making. Showing that they really do keep track of how powerful the changes they make are and how they unbalance the game, or potentially unbalance the game. Now, I did just notice that army camps here is not quite full. So let's go ahead and queue up a couple more guys in here. I do have a new army composition, which I'll be talking about in a minute, but that's not very helpful if I can't show you if I can't attack right away because my army's not full. So let's go ahead and attack. Also looks like I need to queue up a healer, and I can do that too. We'll put a healer right... Oh, can't do one in this one. I think I've got... Oh yeah, I've only got one, which can do it. Alright, there we go. So we got a healer that will start training there as well. Probably not for this episode because that's a full 20 minutes, but perhaps. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so like I was saying, two builders' huts got moved out from here and here, instead put in gold mines. And I also moved the Teslas to here and here. Before, you'll remember that one was in one of the corners, and I can't remember where the other was. I think it might have been in the corner as well. So, what is the point of this? Basically, my goal is to create more little pockets of defenses. And not even defenses have to be in them, just any building. And this is the goal, to distract wall breakers. And specifically, we don't want wall breakers to break into the center where our town hall is. So keep them on the outside if possible. So for right now, down here, it would take 6 wall breakers, if none of them died, to break through these 3 compartments. If they use them super effectively, maybe it'd only take 4 to break into these 3 compartments. But then beyond that, we have these 2 compartments in here, and then this compartment over here. All these would need to be broken into before they would break into this central one in here. There's a couple ways you can try to do that to make it more efficient, but generally people will screw up a little bit and maybe they'll lose a couple wall breakers to mortars that splash up other units, or maybe the wall breakers will get distracted and go for different buildings. I would guess that this would be pretty darn effective. Now, this base is focused on trophies, and I did mention we had some good wins and loss streaks before, so some ups and downs. So let's talk about that and go over that while we're looking at these recent queuing. Oh, did I queue? Oh, those are done already? That seems really, really fast. So yeah, we'll look at the recent attacks in a minute now that our army is complete. Let's first talk about the army as soon as I'm done queuing up stuff. So, I've been having trouble with my heavy giant army, and this is pretty much to be expected, and I did expect this really, which is, we're at a higher level, so we're facing high level bases, pretty much exclusively Town Hall 8s and 9s, with a few scattering Town Hall 7s, and we are Town Hall 7, which means we're facing pretty big guys. So I'm transitioning into more healer giants for distraction, and then the rest of my guys for attacking damage. And I might even cut out the healer out of this. That's right, guys, I might cut out my favorite unit, or one of my favorite units. I'd say my single favorite unit is probably the archer. And that's just because in these bigger bases, these higher level bases, they're able to focus down my lower level units and my fewer units just too easily. And I had tried upping my giants to 18, and that was somewhat effective, but still against Town Hall 9s, you just really can't compete. So let's go on the offensive with this new army. Gonna break my shield to do it. So basically we're just adding a lot of infantry, which does add damage per second, and also adds more guys, so I can hopefully keep them spread out. Now, something I'm also going for is Dark Elixir. In the previous video, which was lost, as mentioned, I did manage to get a raid off where I stole 1,500 Dark Elixir with just infantry, which is pretty cool, and I was pretty proud of that. Wish I could show it to you, but obviously can't. So we're going to be looking for either Town Halls, which I think we can take on, or Dark Elixir. And I'm willing to go for Dark Elixir if we can get it without, even if it means a loss, just because I think it's worth it at this point. We're getting pretty darn close to 10,000 for our Barbarian King. And if we're lucky, we'll find a base with a Town Hall 9, probably with 1,500 Dark Elixir. That's close to the maximum that you can steal. The theoretical maximum from storages is 2,000. It's pretty unlikely you're ever going to find someone quite that high. Of course, you can steal a bit more from the drills if they have them. And altogether, it will probably only take 2 lucky attacks to get up to 10,000. Perhaps 1 if we're really, really, really lucky, as mentioned. Alright, so we're looking through here. Not bad resource count on that one. We're not really focusing on the resource count, and that's alright. The elixir we really don't have anything to spend it on anyways, so if we lose elixir on a given attack, like we don't earn back enough to pay for the troops, I'm sort of meh. I'm sort of like whatever, because we're not spending the elixir anyways. We can barely spend a little bit on gold mines and such, but that's not enough to keep us spending stuff constantly. Now, this is an interesting Town Hall 9 base, because it is terrible. Someone has spent a whole lot of gems to upgrade this base, and they've also even quit the game. So you can tell that by, you see this crossbow in here? So there's 2 things to note about it. One is pointing up a little bit. So, it's not flat, and that means it's aimed towards air. So that's one thing to know. Another thing to know is there's no string on it, and there's no purple bolt. That means that it's unloaded. So they do have ammo, and you do have to restock them periodically. And that guy has not been online lately to do so. So another indication that he has both quit, and that the crossbow would not fire if you were going to attack him. But I'm just going to keep skipping along here, as you see. Looking for another base, like I said, Dark Elixir or trophies. Yeah, I don't really have a preference for each. I guess if I found one with a ton of gold, we could potentially go for it, but I don't think that we're going to be able to 3-star basically anyone at this trophy count. We'd even probably have trouble 3-starring Town Hall 7s, just because they will be well upgraded Town Hall 7s, which makes them challenging. This one got great elixir. Too bad the gold isn't as great. I would guess the vast majority of the resources are going to be in the center, and the Town Hall is also well protected, so yes. In general, that was a very, very well upgraded base, with cannons were maxed, mortars were mostly maxed. Just makes it so if we were going to attack that, our units would get really, really beat up really, really quickly. So I'm just going to keep skipping through here. I am attacking during a very busy time when lots of people do play, so I don't expect to be able to find someone like with perfect base to take on. Maybe we can do this one, pick off the Town Hall. There's a mortar protecting it, but well, the resources are just so bad, I just hate attacking it. Yeah, I'll skip it. So I guess I can start talking about my recent ups and downs in terms of wins and losses. So, with my biggest win streak, I got up to 1740-ish trophies, right around that. And that was pretty impressive, because I didn't expect to necessarily get up that high. And as I did sort of predict, I did manage to do it off of defending. Alright, we're definitely going to attack this base. I'll come back to those defenses in a minute. So, what I like about this base is it's got 700 elixir. It's also got good gold and elixir. Mostly the gold we're looking for. And it's also got a Town Hall that's out here and relatively exposed. So all this means that I am going to lightning strike this guy's base. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to start off with the lightnings and drop them all in the Dark Elixir storage, because that's my primary goal. They will, of course, hit the surrounding storages. Oops, that was only 2, so let's drop a third. And watch the destruction rain. So, from 700 Dark Elixir, we got about 400 of it, so he's down to that amount. I am going to drop my giant and then immediately drop my healer. There's one air defense down here, but it's under construction. This is going to distract the mortar, and then we can deploy guys to take on the town hall. So, also going to drop a couple to take on the dark elixir drill. And we don't need to. I don't think I'll drop any units of other types. And we're only going for 1 star right here. I don't think it's very reasonable to expect us to get more than that. However, I'll keep my eye open for opportunities. The fact that we just got so few giants, only 9, means they're going to be slow to go through walls and defenses. So, yeah, not super likely that we're going to be super effective with that. I will check. Should I check? I guess I'll check how much gold is over in here. Or elixir, I guess, because they attacked that one. Actually, there's a good amount of resources in there, so we might attack more heavily with that. We don't have any. We've got like 1 gold mine on the right side here, so there's pretty much nothing worthwhile in there. But if we attack into down here, we're looking for the gold mines mostly. So yeah, we're going to attack into this compartment and see how we can do. First, let's check for clan castle. Sweet, there's none. Okay, we're going to distract the barbarians, come in here with wall breakers, and then more barbarians. These guys will focus on these buildings, and then they'll go in for the gold mines. And then, as soon as they're in there and distracting the defenses, especially the wizards and stuff, we're going to come in with goblins. So, yes, indeed. So, I'm not sure exactly how much gold I get from this. I think it'll be actually a solid amount to make it at least worthwhile for cost of infantry-wise. I want to deploy my goblins as late as possible because the wizard towers will be doing lots of damage. I also want to spread them out so they don't all die to mortars or wizard tower hits. And a couple more left. And I can deploy some archers out here now that these are weakened. Wait for the bombs to detonate, and then we can deploy more archers. I don't think I'll deploy all my infantry, but this will do a pretty good job getting a good amount of resources. I think that will be it right there. Enough to get the gold mine down, and that's all I really care about. So I'll let them attack the elixir, because sure, we'll take the elixir when it's free. But good. So we got our 1 star from the town hall. Could we get 2 stars? Potentially. I probably would have needed to attack all on this one side up here, and I didn't do that. I care more about getting the resources, though, than that, and this side just didn't have the number of gold mines that's probably needed, really, to get that amount. So let's see how much we got in total. So, as stated, a little bit more dark elixir than I was expecting, so got 646 dark elixirs, that's the primary, and then we also got some gold and elixir as well, so not bad on that either. Definitely pays for our army for sure. Does it pay for lightning spells? Not really, but when you're triple lightning the dark elixir storage, well, you're not always going to pay for it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of our defenses lately, and maybe we'll watch some of the attacks if any of them look interesting. I do have 3 workers, so I guess I'll get those guys busy first with these. Always good to keep these down. There is a limit of 40 natural decorations, which is what those are referred to as, and they spawn once every 8 hours. However, if you've reached the 40 limit, then they will not spawn. And of course, when you remove them, there's a chance of getting 0 to 3 gems, and of course a little bit of experience as well. So free gems right there, so be sure to keep it below 40 and keep removing them when you've got the free workers and the free resources, like I do right now. And I'll let those guys do that. Now, what should we do with the workers beyond that? So I did mention I've been doing some gold mines, so I think I'll continue doing that. Gold is much more important to me than anything else, than elixir, so I'm going to spend the time upgrading this guy. So it's a 5-day and takes a good amount of elixir. The biggest problem is it's not actually that much elixir. It's almost no elixir compared to most other defenses and buildings. The biggest part is the 5 days, though. So you're tying up your worker for 5 days. That's alright, though. I'm not going to be able to keep all my workers busy. I might even think about doing a second worker doing the same thing. And before we make that decision, though, let's go look at some recent attacks. So I'll review all of them recently. We're currently on a downswing, so we've been losing lately. However, notice that all these are 1 stars. It's interesting to see that we've got a couple defeats right here in a row, so like 8 defeats in a row, which is a lot. But they're all 1 star, so no one taking more than like 11 trophies right here, which I'm pretty happy with. And remember, our base is focused on trophies, and the way I designed it was we are focusing on trophies for not getting 3-starred, which means we're focusing on getting protecting our center, which means it should be very hard to 2-star us, and I am effectively giving away a 1-star, because I know people will attack us, and I'd rather not get 3-starred, and I'm fine giving up that 1-star by comparison. Before that, we had a good swing, which I think this was the string, these 4 wins on defense. Notice all of them are very serious attacks, 36% damage, 42% damage, 40%, and 42%, which means 3 of them gave shields. All these guys were like super serious at trying to get our resources, trying to defeat us, and we managed to hold all of them off in a row. So that pushed us up to our max of 1740-ish trophies, right there, right around there. And I was pretty happy to get up to there. Before that, we did have another series of losses, and before that, another series of wins. So you see what I mean by trends going back and forth? There's some wins and losses in streaks. So I thought that's pretty interesting to see. Now let's check out these recent attacks. Yeah, this looks sort of boring. This looks sort of boring. Just mass goblins going to be going for our elixir. There's one on the bottom, though, looks interesting. So, the interesting thing about this is it's got triple lightning. I'm curious how he's going to use that. Perhaps on something like a mortar that he's scared of. It's also got a healer and a lot of giant and, ooh, a Pika. And, as you see, the Barbarian King. So, this is a lot of stuff. I think it'll work pretty well together. The Pika will be interesting to see how he uses it with the Giants. Pika and Giants don't really combine that well. Perhaps he'll end up using the healer on the Pika, but I would definitely recommend using it on the Giants instead. The splash heals of it is much better. So we'll load up this one attack and see how it does. And this, I do certainly believe, is before my redesign. So yes, you can see my walls. I just left them out here while I started upgrading them with free gold. So that wasn't intended to be effective. Ooh, triple lightning's on the, or one lightning on the Klanggasse reinforcements. Interesting. Got a couple more archers still. I'm wondering if he's going to lightning them again. All the giants coming in. Giants are taking some good splash. I thought he would deploy the healer to keep them alive. Notice some wall breakers right there. 2 of them went for the builder's hut and 1 went for the center. I'm glad to see that because they have not broken into the center yet, which means the giants are still pounding on the wall. They just get it down, but there's barely any giants left alive. So we do know this is going to defeat us, but I do hope to keep our stuff alive as long as possible. Our archers are working on the Barbarian King. I like always focusing on one side at once. That's a good strategy. But then again, I do expect people at this trophy count to be not terrible attacking. Otherwise, you definitely won't get up to 1700 without being a very well upgraded Town Hall 8 or 9. Archers are coming in on the right side. Barbarian King goes down. Interesting that he drops a Pika all lonely over there. It's going to work its way around the outside, which isn't really good use for it. Meanwhile, these archers are down here. Healer on the archers just isn't effective. As you see right there, the mortars take them out in one hit. Which is just like, watch this big hit. Yeah, right there. Big hits like that, just not good. Looks like the healer was going for the Pika and wandered into the range of the air defense. So, yep, that died. Last single archer down there on the bottom. Oh, a couple barbarians came in, working their way around. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. I don't really agree with deploying that right there. I guess he was going for our gold. Yeah, I really would have waited to deploy until the Klanggasse guys deployed and then deploy your archers. Notice he deployed a couple last archers himself. And maybe it's worth it though. But the fact is they're just going to die really, really quickly. And you've already won, so maybe it's for the gold. But from the animation of the amount of gold coming out, it doesn't look like there's a ton of gold. Cannon slowly working on the last couple of 5 archers. 2 left, Mortar's going to clean up that last one. And we're done. So, I was pretty happy with that. You see that when they did break in, they only took out 1 building, and the rest of the guys he deployed nearby there started working their way around, most notably the Pika. The archers, which he deployed on this side, started working their way around the bottom. Basically, all this was pretty much as designed, so I'm glad to see how we held out against this. Now, let's go look at some of our buildings that we're upgrading, and plan for the future. So, I wish I had been able to do more videos while I was at a higher trophy count, but I think it's about time that we increase our level. So, we've really run out of constructions to do, so I think it's time to drop down in trophies to find some gold to upgrade our town hall. So, to that end, I will not be spending this gold on walls like I've been doing lately, and I should say, I've spent a lot of gold on walls lately. I got everything to level 6 as pink before before they released the new 25 walls, and then I started upgrading those slowly. In all, I also did some level 7 walls, as you can see. In all, I think I spent like about 5 to 8 million gold on walls alone, which is pretty impressive, so I was glad to be able to get the opportunity to do that. But I think it's now time to go collect some more gold and get up so we can upgrade this, which is going to cost 2 million gold. Now, 2 million might seem like a lot, but then again, I've done a lot of upgrades recently which have cost just as much, so I'm not really that concerned. I don't think that'll be that much trouble to get to. Just take some attacking, a couple hours to get to. So, to that end, I think I need to save 1 worker to do that, but I feel pretty confident sending off my other worker to upgrade another gold mine. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, keep my one worker in reserve to upgrade my town hall soon. And that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. So, there's a bit of an update for what's been going on lately. I am sorry for missing videos lately. I've been busy with school, and honestly, well, I'm probably only get busier as finals period starts rolling around. I have about a month until finals, and I have all these projects and classes that start getting even busier than they are currently. So I'll do my best, and that's all I can say, really. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do hope to have more in the near future. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. And if you guys already are subscribed, thank you very much for your ongoing support. And yes, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And please do like if you do so desire. That's it, guys. Have a great day.